Hi guys, it's Sarah, LessOfSarah. Today is Tuesday and I normally make a video on Tuesdays, and so I've been sitting here thinking about making a video, and to be honest, I really didn't want to. And then I realized that the fact that I didn't want to make a video was probably the reason that I should make a video. So this one probably isn't going to have a whole lot of tips and tricks, and it may not have a lot of useful info for pre-ops or anything like that. This is just more of an update on where I am right now, where my head is at, what's going on with me mentally and emotionally and physically, and so I don't know how helpful it's going to be, but I wanted to just kind of put it out there, just keeping it real, talking about my experience and my journey. So I've been talking to a few different people about this the last, week or so. I feel like I'm in a weird space. I'm in a weird place in my life right now. I feel kind of lost. And I don't know what it is that I've lost, or I haven't really, it's a weird way of explaining it. I haven't lost my way exactly. I just feel like I don't really know myself anymore. I'm doubting a lot of things in my life. I'm feeling disconnected from things, and that includes relationships with people. It definitely includes my work. I've been struggling a lot with work lately, with my business. Not like financially struggling or struggling to get business. I have lots of business, but I've been struggling with my enjoyment of my work. I've always loved what I do, but I've lately grown to resent it a bit, and I've been struggling. I've been struggling with the creative process. I've been struggling with clients. I've been struggling to figure out what I need to do to make things better. I've even thought about taking a hiatus completely from running my business and literally just getting a job and going to work for someone else for a while. Owning a business is tough. It's hard. I used to have this little poster in my office that said, being an entrepreneur is great. You get to choose which 18 hours a day you work. And it's true. It's tough. I've thought about changing my business to some degree. I do both custom design work, and I also have a line of invitations that I sell. And the custom design by far is much, much more difficult and time consuming and takes a lot of my energy, and there's a lot of dealing with clients. And so I've thought about taking a break from that, and I think that I've made the decision to take a hiatus from creative work in 2014, just concentrate on my line and on getting that, it's up and running, but on expanding my line and that sort of thing. From a business point of view, it is more money for less work, so it makes sense. From an artistic point of view, it's not as fulfilling, but right now I'm having an artistic crisis, I think. So that's what's going on with that. I don't really want to talk about work. I just kind of wanted to put that out there, just as the basis of saying that there are a lot of things that seem like they're in flux, when it comes to my emotions and my mental stability, I should say, and all of that. I've mentioned before that I've gone through a clinical depression. I had postpartum depression after my youngest was born. It was pretty bad, but it was pretty much cured with drugs. I did have some therapy, but really it was a physical chemical imbalance kind of thing. It wasn't really because of specific things that were going on in my life, although I was quite stressed when I was pregnant, and I think that may have had quite a bit to do with it as well. So I know what depression is like, and I sort of feel like I'm at that stage before you get depressed, like when you get over the top of the hill and you start going down the other side. And I feel like from the time that I decided to have surgery, I've been on that up slope and going up towards, surgery, and then having surgery, and then being on this high. And now I feel like I'm kind of coming down the other side of that hill. And it's difficult. I know that I'm not actually depressed. I mean, I know what that's like, and that's not where I am, but I sort of have that feeling like right before, when you start to not care about things, when you start to disconnect from people, when you start to pull back. And I know that I've been doing that with some people in my life. And I can't really pinpoint why that is. So that's been kind of tough. I think that the timing is suspect. I would love to pretend that none of this stuff has anything to do with weight loss surgery, but I just don't think that's true. Because I know that my sense of self, when it comes to my physical self, is totally like off. I mean, I'm not going to say I look in the mirror and I don't recognize myself. It's not really like that, but I have a hard time, I guess, connecting with the person that I see. I know it's me, but I'm not explaining this very well. This is a very ineloquent video. I'm really sorry. I did make some notes really quickly because I wanted to talk about specifically my body image and stuff like that and how I've been feeling about it. And I think that a lot of my discomfort comes from uncertainty, and from fear, and from those mind games that happen when you are changing so rapidly. People have asked me, like, do other people notice your weight loss? I've lost over 140 pounds now in 6.5 months. And I would say the majority of people notice, but don't say anything. So people who know that I've had surgery, I think feel like they have to comment because they know, or I know that they know. So, and generally speaking, people, will just say, oh my gosh, you look great, blah, blah, whatever. And I'm okay with that. That's fine. And if they want to ask me questions, that's okay too. But, the people who don't know, I do notice it sometimes. I'll notice on their face, I can tell that they can tell, but I think they feel uncomfortable saying something. And then I feel uncomfortable for them. And it's just this weird, awkward situation. And I think because they sort of don't know how to relate to me, all of a sudden, I pick up on that. Like, I don't know how to relate to me either. Or maybe they pick up on the fact that I'm uncomfortable with it. I don't know. So much has changed, and yet sometimes it feels like things are exactly the same. I know that's a weird thing to say, but my body has changed and my mind has changed. But so much of my life is still the same. And I don't know that I expected it to be radically different, but I don't know. Sometimes I think, should things be more different than they are? I'm not sure. I mean, for me, so much has changed about me. I don't know that I've really caught up to it. I'm no longer morbidly obese. Or, let me try that again. I think I'm still morbidly obese. I'm no longer super morbidly obese. I'm still big. I'm still a size 26 pretty much. Like 24, 26. But I look like less of a freak, let's say, than I did before. I'm sure that people still stare. I didn't really notice it before. I'm sure they did. I'm sure people still talk about me. Oh, there goes the fat girl. Like, I'm still the fat girl. I am. I don't think I'm ever not going to be the fat girl. I might not be the super fat girl, but there's no one who's ever going to be like, oh, look at Sarah. She's skinny. She's normal. No, I'm always going to be big and curvy and whatever. And I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with that because I don't know any different. And I don't know how I would deal with being normal. So, yeah, I don't mind that. I've said in videos before, I've been overweight forever, and I've been like 300 pounds plus since I was in high school. So the closer I get to being under 300 pounds, this morning I think I was 317. The closer I get to being under 300, the more anxiety I think I feel because it's almost like uncharted territory now. I'm about the same size I was when I met my husband, and I keep thinking how weird it's going to be for him when I'm smaller than he's ever known me to be. or if I was smaller than he is. That's a weird concept. He weighs about 255. So if I get to goal, I should definitely be smaller than he is. And that's so strange to me. I can't even imagine that, because my whole life I've related to him from the point of view of being 300 pounds plus. It's weird to think about. I think that my mind can't wrap its head around certain things like that. My kids, I'm way smaller now than my kids have ever known me to be. And they don't really say anything about it, but they must notice. I mean, yeah, I need to actually ask them, especially my oldest. My little one probably doesn't really notice, but my oldest is always asking me about it, and he's obsessed with numbers, so he'll want to know how much I lost. And I try not to talk about that with him because I don't like the idea of him becoming kind of obsessed about it. I actually heard him yesterday talking about, my husband took him to McDonald's and they shared a Happy Meal, or I don't know, they shared food, and he said something like, "Oh, you know what, Mommy, my Happy Meal was 600 calories. And I said, "Well, why is that important?" And he said, "Oh, I don't know, I just wanted to know." But he would never, ever be looking for that information or care unless it was because he overheard me talking about it. So I don't know how I feel about that. That's, yeah, that's for another video, talking about my family, my kids, and how they have reacted to all of this. So, yeah, I think that uncharted territory, that getting way smaller than I've been in a long time. I haven't been under 300 pounds in 15 or 16 years, probably. I don't remember what that was like. And on top of my body changing, I just feel uncomfortable with it. Like, first of all, I'm uncomfortable with the way it looks, especially when I have no clothes on, because I have really nasty skin issues already. And I find new things every day. Like, I'll look and I'll be like, "Oh, look, that's all wrinkly." Like my forearms. Ew. That's hard to deal with right now. I don't know how to dress myself. Like, I'll wear things and think, I can't wear this. This doesn't look good. I have days where everything that I put on looks terrible. It doesn't fit right. It's too big. It's too small. It doesn't, I don't know. My butt is sagging. I'm totally losing my boobs. Like, everything about myself that I actually ever liked is pretty much changing. So, but I'm getting some new things. Like, I'm getting cheekbones, and I can't really see, but I'm actually getting collarbones, which is like hilarious because I haven't seen those in I don't know how long. So it's good and bad. And I think the bad things, it's not that I dwell on them. I think it's all of the changes that I'm having a hard time reconciling with, the good and the bad changes. I lie down and my hip bones stick out. And I remember saying to my husband, I was lying in bed, I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And he said, "It's your hip bones, babe." When I lie down at the gym to do stuff, my chest actually goes in under my ribs. What? Like, that's never happened before. Or at least not in a million years. So even the good changes, they're just hard to get used to and hard to deal with. And I think that my disconnect from my own body, my own self, is causing issues in every other part of my life too. And that's why I need therapy. So I'm in the process of trying to get hooked up with a counselor, because I know that this is stuff that I need to deal with, and I need to be able to live my life and have not everything be about my appearance or my weight loss or my health or whatever. I have a whole other life to lead outside of this. And so that's what's going on with me right now. If anyone's actually gotten to this point in the video at 14 minutes, please remember I'm doing a giveaway of 3 months worth of 3-month subscription to Calorie Box. So I'll put the info in the description below in case you guys missed that video, and I'll be doing the drawing on Tuesday of next week. Thanks so much for all of your support, guys. I love you all, and please remember to appreciate every step in your journey.